Good morning, everybody. I just want to introduce our guest, Mr. Will Kimbrell from the Kaizen Band. Let's see if I can get him up here. How are you doing, sir?
Greetings. How we doing?
I'm doing okay. It's nice to see y'all fancy this morning.
You know it. Got to represent.
Heck yeah. Um, we normally get started off with the artist's birthday and like just news around town. The news around town that I got, I thought was really, really freaking cool. It kind of just shows community coming together, which I absolutely love. And so there's this young lady in Lakeland who she is 8 years old and she has a rare form of cancer. And so the community basically all came together and threw a huge like parade for this girl. And she loves parades. So they like made, they made the whole community came together and they had a little Christmas parade for her, and she was so excited. And I don't know, the pictures from it was just priceless. So if you could go look up that story, it was actually a really touching story. They did it at a Lakeland. Um, and she's been going, I believe it was St. Jude's she's been going to. And everybody just kind of came together and put on a huge parade for the young lady. So I thought that was really cool and nice. Um, we have the artist's birthday today, which is Tim Reynolds. Do you know who that is? No.
No.
He was with the Dave Matthews Band. He was born in 1957, and he's a multi instrumentalist. Is how they. So I guess he doesn't just play one thing; he plays a lot of stuff.
He
So
sounds special.
very talented, very talented. Um, what is you and the boys have going on so far this month?
Well, we only got two more gigs for the rest of the year. We play Christmas Eve at Caribbean Bay, 3 to 7. Nancy's place out there on the Tiki. That's
Hmm.
probably one of the best venues in Polk County.
Oh,
It's
I love that
yeah.
place.
The rum runners will mess you up.
Yeah, they
Make sure
call
you
it the
pull the.
Blackout Bay for a reason.
Yeah, yeah. They could rename the. I mean, back in the day, like over in Orlando, over at Pleasure Island, those things would be called like the Mind Eraser, because
Oh
you
yes,
forget who you are.
yes, we had
Um,
those.
yes, but just a tip to anybody visiting when they come see us on the 24th: pull the straw out before you take your first sip.
Do not try to be a local.
Right. Don't. We'll know that you're a local when you pull the 151 straight out of the straw, and then you have to be resuscitated. Yeah.
This girl.
Right. And then we got a New Year's Eve gig. We're playing over in I don't even know the name of the town. It's over there by Innisbrook. It's on 19. It's called Snappers Comedy Club. Yeah.
Snappers.
Yeah, it's right
Never.
across the street from Innisbrook. I think that's Hudson. That might be Hudson, south side of Hudson. But it's a
Okay.
it's a comedy club, and then you play out like kind of like an outside bar. So you're
Well,
kind of in the elements, but it's a great crowd, a lot of energy. So
oh, Miss Paula's on. She said Palm Harbor.
Palm Harbor. See, there you go. She's the band mom.
She makes sure you guys all stay straight.
Yeah, I don't know where it's. I would be horrible.
Ma, ma.
Now we have another person saying Largo, so we're already getting conflicting reports in. We'll tally the votes at the end of the chat here and see exactly where it is. But yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't know where we're at, so half the time I just
It's a,
call
it's
it by the name of the place we play.
it's let's see what it says in here. It's nope, that's the third. The third. No. 27. No. We don't have it on here yet. Not in here yet. Gotta put it. Is it in an event? Already?
Oh yeah, it's there.
Yeah. Mm,
You know it.
I see the maybe it's down more. Oh, there it is. That's Snappers.
Yep.
Yep, she's right. US 19 North, Palm Harbor, Florida. 3667 US Highway 19 North. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we're playing, and then the first of the year, I mean, we're everywhere. So
Everybody's coming in now.
now it looks like Palm Harbor.
The Moose Man. Hi,
Oh,
Moose
there's
Man.
Moose, the Moose Man. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think I'll be out New Year's Eve. I'm rocking Jeffrey Styles first show back. Um oh goodness, what bar was that? The River's Edge.
yeah, River's Edge. Yeah.
So I'll be out there. Me and Paul Bryan hopefully will be out there watching him, recording him with his first thing back. So I don't know if you know, but Jeffrey Styles and the Free Agent Boys, they're the only band that are actually contracted through Osment Entertainment. Jeffrey, when I first got started, Jeffrey paid over uh, let's I don't really want to throw numbers out, but
That's all right.
over over a good chunk of money to make sure that I was, his promoter,
Yeah, I
and
like it.
I always try to at least be, plus he's become a really good friend. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
good guy.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I played I kind of came out of one band that was transitioning and played with his band for probably about 9 months there. I forget what year it is now. Everything blends together. The last 5 years I played
It's
with him.
22.
It is. I know what year it is. It's. I don't know what year I played music with Jeff, but it was good times. I mean, he's good people. You
Yes.
know, I'm glad that I'm hoping that that surgery went well for him, and because I haven't spoke to him since the surgery, so I hope he's
I spoke with him
feeling good
last
and feeling healthy.
I spoke with him last night. He is doing really, really good. I don't know if you know, but he's been going through this divorce and everything. So he's been really anxious to push forward through a lot of things, and he's really buckled down with it and done what he was supposed to. He's We're just kind of waiting on that final say from the doctor. um,
Right.
but we he dude, he's amazing, and he does things right, and he has a really good set of friends behind him that love and care for him very much. So I can't wait to see him back on stage, and I think that you know um, it's gonna be an awesome time. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot from him. Because when I got into the scene, I mean, I was just a knucklehead post divorce. I had played guitar when I was in high school. I took a couple years of classical guitar, and it's like I thought somehow I was going to learn Metallica while learning how to play Bach, and it didn't work. And the acoustic guitar just never did anything for me. I mean, I liked electric, but then life started, and got out of high school and didn't pick up guitar for a long time.
right.
Early 2000s, I picked up a guitar then with my brother, and we kind of messed around in the garage, and then I put it down, and I really didn't pick up the guitar seriously until I don't know, probably 2011, and that's when I had, was had met Danielle, my wife now, and she encouraged me to play, and I was jamming and learning stuff that I liked, and got to a point where it's like, I'd like to play in a band, and I just put my name out there and hooked up with a handful of people, and I was just a rhythm guy. I just stood there, barely could play my five chords, and next thing you know, it's just like, one thing leads into another, and we're playing in front of people, and I'm scared to death that I'm gonna suck. And I mean, I still suck now, but
No, you
I can handle it a lot better, because I have high expectations for myself. So even when people say I do well, it's just like you always can do better, because I don't sound like Steve Vai. So until I sound like Steve Vai, the journey continues.
That is
And
right. I mean, as long as
yeah.
the journey continues, that's all that matters.
But that was my long story to get to when I joined Free Agent. with him and Will Williams, I think, was the bass player, and Ed was on drums at the time. And it was like I learned so much because those guys were so seasoned and they'd played so much, and I was like, the greenhorn trying to figure out how much to do, how little to do, and how sometimes just doing what was necessary was actually more than enough. You didn't need to be Mr. Look at me, I'm shining. And
Right.
then watching Jeffrey, just take control of rooms like he does. I mean, even to this day, I steal a line that he uses at the end of the night. I give credit all the time, and my now singer Tyler King, he uses the line, but we always say a famous person once said, and I won't say the line because it's I don't want any legal action from Jeffrey. I know it's probably I want it to be only in a live setting only, but it's something that always gets a laugh from the crowd, and I found it so. I like those really quippy a turn of a phrase that's just really good, and that phrase that he has, it's top notch, and it's like when I hear stuff like that, it's like sometimes you just have to imitate it, and it's like it's too good not to use. So we use it to this day at the end of every show. So it's
He's
all
addicted
the
to that
Jeff.
microphone. He is. I love it. I love how he, even when we had his benefit at Leo's, I had to fight him for that microphone, man. Like I'm like, dude, you can't run the show. It's my show.
Oh yeah, he's it's amazing, but I mean he's so gracious too. I mean everyone's obviously looking at him, and he's the man when he's up there. Everyone's paying attention to the lead singer because that's the most relative person you can relate to, because it's like everybody's has has done singing in their house or in the shower. That front man, I mean, you might have a handful of people who might have done air guitar, but they're mostly looking at that lead singer because it's relatable.
Yeah.
And just the way he captures people and the way he makes you feel a part of something is I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, I wish I could get out and see more shows, just, working and playing in a band as well. It's like a lot of times we're, playing the same nights, and, or even when I can play or go out and see, I'm working or picking up extra shifts because, it's tough out there. The struggle's real in the finance area. So you gotta get yours when you can.
Well, if you ever need a night to party, you could always join, me and Danielle on our interview things. Sometimes those land Monday through Thursday, and you can. But we have
You know,
um this coming Saturday, we have our single dad's Christmas. Danielle, your wife, has been helping me a lot on this project too. She Dude, your wife's amazing. She's a
I know she's helping you because I see the stuff all over my living room
yeah.
that she's getting ready for the show. And I mean, and I believe one of the five single dads is one of my friends. Um, I mean, it's probably bad luck, just anybody out there. I was the best man at his only wedding that he's had so far, and it's like I don't think I'm going to get another invite to the if he gets married again because the first one didn't work. So now he's a single dad. He's got three kids that are awesome. Danielle babysits his youngest one from time to time. She's adorable. Danielle just absolutely loves her to death, and it's going to be a great event. I can't wait to see Love Pit. I watched some of the interview yesterday, and it's like he's cool, man. I'm gonna be up there, and I'm gonna headbang in the pit with Love Pit. It's gonna be
Listen,
awesome.
after the Toys for Tots, we like rocked out Denny's, and they are just a great group of guys. The bassist Luke, he's actually, he does pastoring work and stuff like that. So
Nice.
he's they're just a really good set of guys, and they've I ran across them through Ashley. Actually, Ashley is a young lady that I'm kind of teaming up with. Um, she is the lead singer of Nocturnium. They're more of like a metal, hard rock type band.
I'm
So
already in. I like it.
yeah, so we're me and her putting together this project for well, we're actually doing a couple of things together this next coming year. And a lot of We got two ideas for the 4th of July. We've already got the dates booked with Leo. The 4th of July is going to be, we're still coming up with like creative names and the way that we're going to do it. But we're having a vet party on the 4th of July at Leo's. The bands that are going to volunteer their time are going to be able to nominate a vet that they think, deserves the help. So we'll pick two, and then we'll take donations throughout the whole night, and then do baskets and 50/50s, and then we will split the earnings with both veterans. So
That's
then that
cool.
way we can kind of help them and heal them. Um, we wanted to like donate towards like a organization, but the artist really wanted to know who the funds and stuff were going to be going to. So I figured, just nominating someone personally throughout, the whole group of everybody, and being able to share their story, and share the stage with others, would be better. So we're gonna do that, and then we have a battle of the bands that will be happening in April. It's called the Easter Bunny Beatdown,
Nice.
and we can thank Kyle from Chasing Supernova for that lovely title. They will be headlining. Hopefully, we're trying to get Chasing Supernova down here to headline that whole thing.
Nice.
So we're super excited. There's a lot of details still left to kind of finalize and go through and do all that fun stuff, but um we're
Yeah, I know there used to be a vet jam down in Sebring.
yeah.
I forget the lady's name. Lovely lady. She got killed tragically. Like a couple. Kaizen, this has got to be. I don't know. Like I said, a time frame. I don't know. This has got to be like before maybe 2019, before COVID.
Hmm.
We played down in Sebring, and it was probably one of our first shows. We still had Katie in the band, and Tyler was. They kind of did like a duo. They kind of switched off because Tyler was coming in and Katie was going out. I
Right.
mean, she was really gracious to help us out there. And that lady, I can't remember her name, but she was such a nice lady. She organized that thing for like I don't know how many years, but anyway, she ended up like just in traffic accident and passed away just like that, gone. And I mean, you know, that vet jam thing, that stuff's always awesome to me because it's like, they nobody has to sign up and go to a foreign country and fight for freedom for the stars and stripes. I mean, it's not, no one has to do it. Those guys are signing up to do that, and they do it of their own free will. And it's like all you can do is just applaud them and stand back and show them respect. And it's nice, when people like yourself and your crew, like Sergeant Shredder as well. They're another organization that does a lot
Yes.
of stuff for vets. I know Shannon's a top notch guy, and Dave, and they really do some good work for the veterans that sadly need a lot more help than what they get from sometimes. So it's always nice to see giving back, especially local veterans. It's like those, you give money to like some national thing, it's nice, but it's like you don't really know who's getting it. When you actually see the person, it makes it more tactile. It's like this is going to somebody that's deserving of it, and they're a good person.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to see great events like that.
Well, I mean, and I definitely think that, especially I was in ROTC in high school, and I know that don't mean shit to anybody, but I met a lot of really awesome people during that time, and we were all just kids. And when that plane crashed into the Twin Towers, you got to see the pain and the hurt. I mean, we were going through, we were all in, 10th, 11th grade. So you can imagine where our minds were. We were teenagers, we were baby teenagers. And, we just wanted to, go and fight and defend everybody because we were in this ROTC program, and we where our minds were so there, to be that and to go to the military, and and most of my buddies did go, and then when they did go, they didn't come back with the same buddies. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
they're 18-year-old little babies going over there. And I think one thing, my best friend, is a big influence on this, being, so mentally disrupted. And not only that, but now their thinking and their steps have changed, and they've done it all in the name of protecting people and wanting to do good. um, and we don't take care of them like we should. We don't, people that basically are now offering up their lives, and if they don't die over there, they don't they actually do, in a way, because they come back and their memory is not the same, and so they get in a relationship and they forget an ID on the bed or something towards that nature, and then it's like it's a huge deal for other people, you know what I mean? And they become, or feel like they become, burdens into society, so then they go on a downward spiral. So I
Right.
think it's very important to put, you know the amount of help in this area as much as possible. um, and just realizing that we're not all the same, and some of us have some really terrible um, things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and them guys even more so. I mean, I couldn't imagine going to sleep and waking up thinking I'm getting blown up or something. You know what I mean? I mean, that'd be fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty tough stuff. I mean, it's tough for especially that to compartmentalize that stuff that that whole saying you're a sinner and a saint.
Yeah.
You're both a protector and you can also be a killer, all in the same thing. You can be a God fearing person and have to go out there and take somebody's life, especially in battle like that. And that's the duality of life. Your personality. We're all capable of it. It's just that most of us never have to answer that question of can you do it?
Right.
And when these people, these guys go out there they volunteer to do this, and they put themselves in a situation where they have to make the decision, and it makes it incredibly tough. And then you have to deal with that decision you make or don't make for the rest of your life. And it's like, I mean, the only people they can talk to are people who've also been in the same situations. Because like I've never been in battle.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody trying to harm me just for the sake of me being, an American.
Right.
And it's like just the stress. I have quite a few friends that I know they've struggled quite a bit, and it's like you try to be positive to them, but it's like it's almost like they don't hear you because like you don't have enough cachet. Like like kind of like what do you know? You're just a civilian,
Yeah.
and it's like well that's true, that's true. But I mean you can have compassion, and you can just like you can think you're a rock star.
Right.
You can put yourself in that mindset. You may not know all the fine details of it, but you can put yourself in like, what would it be like? Can I imagine how horrific it would be and to come back and have to battle that, especially if you lose friends. That to me, that would probably be the hardest thing. Is you go over there and you're with your buddies, like you're a team.
Right.
And I think that's what they miss when they come back over here stateside. It's like that camaraderie, that team. Everyone's got your back. Everyone's wearing the same color. Everybody's there for you to lift you up if you fall down. If you fall in the mud, they pick you up. If you can't run, they'll help you run. And you lose that over here because we're so individualistic in everything we do. Everything's just a serving single serve size type of conversations and relationships and individuals. We're just passing one another like ships in the night.
Right. Tyler wants to know who was your biggest inspiration in playing a guitar.
Good Lord. I mean, normally, like when we did our interview, that live chat, I was gonna try to be a comedian and tell you a bunch of crazy stuff. But I mean, really, what made me want to pick up a guitar and really like be awesome at it was Metallica. I heard Metallica when I was like 13, 14 years old. I mean, I graduated in 92. So, I was like, it was what, 87, 86, 87. Master of Puppets just came out. I didn't even know they had out albums before that. And I heard Master of Puppets, and a friend played it for me on a cassette because I'm old. And it was mind altering. I mean, before that, I heard like, Priest and AC/DC and Zeppelin. My dad listened to that stuff and some of the, all the Eagles. And it's like, I, it didn't speak to me. But when I heard that there was this un, this unfiltered aggression that I'd never heard before, I'd never heard a guitar sound like that. I mean, I'm really big in the ZZ Top. I like that type of dirty blues, but there was just something about this. It was so aggressive and in your face. And I was like 13, 14. I was about, hormones were about to start exploding all over me. And I was pissed at the world, like most of us were when we were, 13 to 18 years old. And that music just, I mean, it kept me from like wanting to punch people in the face. And then I went down a rabbit hole. I found out that they had Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. And then I found out about Iron Maiden and, Motorhead, and then I got into like some like Anthrax, Testament, Slayer, Death Angel, Exodus. I just went down this thrash hole, and it was amazing. And that's when I like, hey, I'm gonna learn to play guitar. And then next thing you know, I'm in there playing, I'm playing I'm sitting there finger style picking classical guitar, and as a sophomore in high school, and it's like, this is not Metallica. And it's like, and then like I said, I bought a Kramer guitar. I forget, it was someplace in Brandon. It's like 400, $300 guitar, and bought like a small little crate amp. It's like 15 watts. I didn't even know how to tune the guitar. Like, they tuned it for me. It had a float and trim on it. I think it might have had a Floyd Rose, maybe a Wilkinson bridge. I couldn't even keep it in tune. I think I played the guitar like for like 2 days, and it's like the guitar sounded like crap. And it's like, I didn't know how to tune it. I'd take it to school every once in a while, and I'd get the teacher to, like play an A on the piano, and I'd try to tune it by ear, and I was just like, forget this. I don't, and then I'd be in the hallway playing Metallica riffs when I was supposed to be learning, like, Wagner or something like that, or, some Bach piece. And it's like, nah, I mean, I failed the class miserably both years. I mean, I took it 2 years in a row. So, I mean, I learned what I wanted. But if she'd have let me learn, like the intro to Fade to Black or something like that, or Sanitarium, I'd have got A's. But I did not. I just was not feeling, like sitting there learning Happy Birthday. It just felt so emasculating, ding, 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 ding.
I mean, do
I
you know
mean,
how to play it now?
no, I never, what, no, I don't know. I can play Lamb of God for you right now. I mean, but so it'd be Metallica, and then the next step, the evolution was when you didn't have to be a shredder anymore. And this is early 2000s. I got hard into like the new wave of like Godsmack, Slipknot, Disturbed, all those bands, Power Man 5000, White Zombie, Rob Zombie, where you just started playing power chords, and it was more about riffs, and then the guitar just got so heavy and crushing. And it's like, I like that heavy, distorted, crushing sound. It's like, that it wasn't that thrash anymore, because I don't really, I like it, but it's like, it's too frantic. But there's more of a groove to that early 2000s metal.
Yeah.
And that's when I really got into it. And then I found out about, you know um Mesa Boogie amps and stuff like that, and you know Les Pauls, and then I bought my first guitar that I bought was that Kramer. And then I had a Les Paul special that I put all types of pickups in and boogered up the damn electronics so bad. I still got it on the wall. I mean, the neck's all messed up, but I bought a 2012 custom, a white custom. I still got it, right. We call it Whitey, and I got my Eat Organic sticker on it, and it's like, that thing is like, that's how I cut my teeth and learned all the scales. And that was probably the thing that really pushed me over the edge. Let's see here. Your favorite performance throughout your music career so far is my favorite performance.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Wow. I would say probably the my most favorite performance. I was in a thrash metal band called Infinite Justice, all original music. I mean, I still got like 20 CDs that I never handed out. We had about 8 songs, and we played over at the Brass Mug one time. The only time we played at the Brass Mug in Tampa, and that was probably the most memorable thing. There was probably about, I think, 12 people there. 8 of them were like staff and security, and so we were playing in front of nobody, and that was like the most awesome thing that we were playing the final song, and there was a part where we had like this really groovy riff that we were playing together, and we started harmonizing it towards the end of the riff, and then like a couple notes, like there was this pinch harmonic that I would always miss on the F, on the low E. I'd always miss it, and in practice, that always pissed me off because it made the song because it was in the recording,
Right.
and I hit that note, and it was like it went through the guitar, up my hands, right into my heart, and it was like probably one of the greatest feelings ever. That was probably the best feeling that I've ever had on the stage. And I mean, there's some others that are like awesome. I mean, playing at Roscoe's, um, back when I was in Reckless, that was some pretty awesome stuff there. Playing, I think we played Happy by Mudvayne,
Hmm.
and that song was intense. And I absolutely, I love that type of music. And it's like it doesn't go over as well like at the Apple or something like that. The Apple, they want to hear, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they want to hear, but they don't want to hear Happy by Mudvayne. So, but that was those shows, and some of the more recent shows, I mean, really, I'd probably say like the last couple of shows that we've played here, with Kaizen, we're really getting comfortable. Tyler, he joined the band at the first of the year, and he's really come a long way as a front guy. He was just karaoke and doing like, like just performing karaoke style, and for him to step in, and he's did the watch his growth. It's like I almost feel like I'm growing watching him grow, as a front man, because I mean he's a great singer, but there's that next level from being a singer to being a front man of a band. There's that gap, that thing we talked about. Jeff just has it. He's got both,
Right.
and Tyler's got the vocal chops, and he's slowly getting there. And these last couple of shows have been a lot of fun. We climbed out on a boat there. The last time we played at Sea Bay, we were on a boat playing a song and climbing up on the
That's
seats and stuff like that, and getting out in the crowd, and getting the interaction and stuff like that. And I know Tyler's made it now because he had his first unsolicited boob flash at a show, which is that's a big moment. That's a big moment when you have to ask for the boob flash and you get it. It's like that's cool. It's cool, but we had to ask for it. But when it's unsolicited, it's like you've made it. You've made it. I mean, you've checked one more thing off your bucket list before you die, and it's like you got it, bro. You got it. He got the unsolicited boob flash.
dude.
And I mean, and as a purveyor of many boobs in my life, I have well, whatever, Mama King's all upset. Um, it's like they were top notch. So his for that to be his first, flash, it was quality. It was
Yeah.
quality. So I mean, but we
Well,
don't we don't we don't encourage anybody to do anything like that. But if you're
of
drunk
course not.
enough
Of
and you
course
lose
not.
your ambition, it's on you.
It's on you, and it's
We're not going
awesome
home with
if
you.
it's unsolicited.
Just so you know, I mean, ladies, look, we're Tyler is not on the market for any of you women out there. I understand he's a hot piece of ass, and everybody wants him, but just back off, ladies. All right, just back off. He's got his goals in life. He's trying to get there. Don't get in his way.
That's right.
And the bass player, he's too busy. He's too busy trying to feed that moose to
I mean,
and I'll tell that story a little bit later because I don't want to get in that. We need to get to. He's married. I mean, he's been happily married, and got a wonderful wife. I won't call her out. She'll
I
get
want to just
embarrassed.
call this out for a minute. Like, so look at this. Do you see this? Can you see the likes and viewers? No?
No, I can't see that part.
Okay. So so your likes and viewers have gone up. It was 11, 11, 12, 12, and now it was just 13, 13. And I was just like, oh, that's so cool.
There
Double.
we go. I like it. We're doubling up. Double make a wish.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So Mark, it's you're only as good as the people you put around you. Just like in life, work, relationships. I mean, Mark he's one of the most solid bass players. I've been playing with him for probably 5, 6 years now. I don't know the exact time frame. I met him coming out of I was leaving Vegan Zombies and was trying to start another band with Wade Gardner way back in the day. Wade was in Third Degree and Glitch and a couple other bands, and he was in Zombies with me. And we did a rehearsal, and we met. That's the first time I met Mark. Was at that rehearsal. We had about 12 songs. Him and Jose. I don't know if you remember Jose from Third Degree. He also played with Power Surge, I believe.
Yes, yes,
Jose
yes, yes,
Gonzalez.
yes, yes. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
Jose.
yeah. He
Yeah.
ended up moving up to Tennessee. Great, phenomenal guy. He's a better person than even a drummer, and he was a great drummer. And that's the first time I met Mark. And it's just like there was this, there's this practicality to him. He plays golf just like I do, so there's that built-in criticism you have in yourself where you don't need someone to go like, hey, you suck right here. You need to fix this. It's like you kind of can self-critique yourself, and we kind of hit it off there. And then cat, yeah.
She's
So
like all climbing on the stuff in the window, about to knock everything down.
yeah,
Golly. Sorry.
but
That
that's
was
all right. But Mark, I mean, I've played with him in about 2 or 3 different bands. Hell, I got him to fill in a couple of times when I was in free agent because me and him had a really good connection and worked well together. We got about the same temperament. We complement one another well, and we're not neither one's trying to steal the shine. That's kind of why I know as a guitar player, people probably pay attention to me a little bit more than him because the bass player, they're the unsung hero in all these bands. I mean, they're the rhythm section. They're what links what I'm doing and the singer's doing to what the drummer's doing.
right.
And when you don't have the bass there, like he's not there. And most people, because it's like he blends in like 2 layers into the mix. It's I feel that they should get a lot more shine than what they do. And that's why I like always pointing out, how good he is and stuff like that. I know he doesn't like it and stuff, but he deserves it because he's the one who actually put, our website together and got the QR code so you can go to our website easy at our shows without having to, type stuff in. And, he organized the set list and the song structures and stuff like that. And
Moose Man did all that?
Moose is I mean, he comes across as a very mellowed, laid back guy, but I mean, he's damn near like Tony Stark. He's not Iron Man, but he's like Tony Stark. He's just a genius. I mean, because his role model growing up was Wild E. Coyote from the cartoons. Remember, yeah, he's a certified genius. Absolutely, and that's what he is. He's a certified genius, and I've learned a lot from him. I've learned a lot more in a managing of people in a band, how to manage people, the moose is loose, my
Yes.
man. And it's like I've learned a lot from him on how to deal with personalities and how to lay back and let people be themselves. Because
Right.
as a golfer growing up, that was my main passion. You're always excellence all the time. Everybody has to have excellence, and then I had to learn that you can't expect other people to have the same excellence or drive as you do.
Right.
And that was probably the largest thing. And I probably ruined a couple of relationships early on and a couple of bands I was in because I'm like, well, why can't everybody else learn 6 songs a week? Like, why can't you? Like, I can do it, and I'm a knucklehead. But it's just the discipline and what have you. And Mark I was really bummed he left the band that I was in because just situation. And then, it was like kind of lost there for a while until we kind of reunited back when we were getting coming out of zombies and I was coming out of free agent and we did the reckless thing and it kind of got Mark to come back to that and we kicked ass for a couple of years there and really took some names. It was a lot of fun and
Right.
and then we got a hold of Schilling, the old Schilling, Michael Schilling. He's a James Schilling on Facebook because Michael Schilling's been shit canned by the Zuckerberg because he likes to Schilling likes to go to jail a lot, Facebook jail that is. He's got a lot of opinions. Well, none I'll share here because I don't want this feed will get cut down by Zuckerberg if we start talking about what he likes.
Start talking about politics. Our
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We ain't doing none of that. It's about as political as we're gonna get is this flag behind me here. But I mean, he's Schilling is. I've learned a lot from Schilling as far as feel and the count and how to view music, how to count music properly,
right.
and it's been quite entertaining at times because he's emotion. He reminds me of the big dog that's in the yard, right? And he's on the porch. And when he's on that porch, I mean, he will bark and bark and bark at you. I mean, just bark. And he sounds tough. But then when you get up on the porch, he just starts wagging his tail and he's the best friend you ever had. And that's the way Schilling can be sometimes. He gets riled up, emotions get on high, and then you just kind of let him do his thing. But I mean, he sets up our PA, he tracks it out there. I mean, homeboy sets up his drums, runs all the PA stuff. He's awesome. I mean, he puts up with a lot of crap from me and Tyler, and we give him hell. We got this nice little sound bite that we play. We're making fun of him and stuff when we play live shows, and it's just the camaraderie between us. This is, like I said, this is probably one of the this. Well, I can't say it's one of the best. This is probably the best band I've been in as far as like family wise. From Mama King, you know,
Oh,
not wanting me to I'm always trying to get Tyler to do things because Tyler is so impressionable and I know it. He's naive to the whole thing and it's like I'm always trying to like hey, you need to try, let's do this. And then I always get the look from Mama King like, no, you can't do that. Oh, you can't tell him that. And it's like, well, I'm not telling him to do it, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But we have good fun and we cut some promo videos one time for some shows. We were doing like wrestling promos for a gig and the outtakes were better than the actual promo that actually made it for you guys to watch. It was hilarious. We would just mess up the lines left and right. We didn't know what we're doing, but it's like having a little brother, you know. Tyler is good stuff, and
he's a good kid. I like Tyler. He's very sweet, very, very, very respectful. When I first met him, he was just all, yes, ma'am. How you doing, ma'am? He was just very respectful. He's a good.
he's pure. He's very pure, and he picks up quickly. So we've learned, you learn how to. He's like a brother, So like if things get a little crazy in the front of the stage, or you get a drunk person asking questions or something like that, I usually always step in because he's so focused on the performance of singing those songs and performing. Like the questions catch him off guard, and it's like that's when we step in and kind of like, hey, what do you want? What do you need? Or
Right.
back off or something like that. Or you give the sign to Jimmy King, who's Daddy King, for he's security. He comes and he'll put him in a chokehold and pull him off. You just never know. And then we have like I can't remember her name, Nikki, but she's like backup mom. She's the backup mom to Paula. If Paula's busy, she can come over there and run interference on any of you hoochies out there trying to get on my lead singer.
Paul, put it down. Put that hammer down.
Well, sometimes you don't got to be harsh with them. You just kind of have to be firm, like just back off.
No, I meant with the girls. Put the hammer
Oh
down.
yeah, but Tyler's like you said, Tyler's so nice. Tyler's not going to be mean to anybody, so that's where I get to come in and antagonize everybody and be the be the ire of everybody's hate. and dislike. So if you don't, so I try to blend that because he's such a nice kid, and and he has that really good spirit. I try to antagonize the crowd more, like like that's not good enough, or we'll do a chant, and then I'll stop the chant halfway through and be like, that was horrible. Like you guys can do better than this. And then like, hey, we're at the Bay, and I'll be like, oh, come on, we were at the Apple last night, and they were much louder than this. So you guys are louder than the Apple, or just mention, hey, Tanner's was a lot louder than you guys, and now everybody will start getting loud then because they want the
Yes.
Bay to be the loudest, and they
Yeah.
are. They're the best. If we could play
Yes.
there, if Nancy would let us play there every month, Nancy, we would play there every month. I
Nancy,
would
if
play
you're
there every month.
watching.
I mean, hey, she might watch Nancy.
I mean, we got 12. We got 12 people
There's a
watching.
possibility. There's a possible that is 11 more people than I thought would show up for me. So I mean, I've reached. I hit double digits. I mean, this is it. This may be the second most impressive performance I've ever had in my
But
life.
you want to know, you went to 11, 11, 12 to
Mm.
12, 13 to 13, 14 to 14, and 15 to 15. Oh,
Hey,
Danielle's and Nancy.
there we go. We got a tag in there. I
I
like it.
love this lady so much, by the
Yes.
way. I could not say more positive things about your wife. She has we've come up with this idea for the interview process, which is the whole body, mind, and soul project that we've been kind of tweaking, and that's probably what's all over your living room is that.
Right.
Uh, and our main goal in everything that we're doing with this is to, yes, look, um, is to basically, how artists get on stage, right? And they have this massive like release in, oh, she said Nicole is that girl's name
Awesome. Yeah.
that comes out and helps you. But we, you know, when let's say rockers, okay, and you get on stage and you want to let aggression go, so you get up there and you, right? But when you get off stage, you're kind of waiting to get back on stage so you can release those endorphins again. So the whole idea is to be able to take care of your body, mind, and soul, through yourself. You know what I mean? And there's no better person to put on this than her. And anytime I'm having like a real shit day, um, matter of fact, last night was one of those nights. I had a really shit day. I'm surprised that I'm, not as puffy still as I was. But this light right here, it helps tons. Even though it blinds you, I need some of those things that you got. Like, because you're right, it does blind you. And so, like, out of the corner of the peripheral, it's like right there. um, but I've never, she's always been that woman for me to, anytime I need any kind of encouragement or anything in that nature, she has always been, like you said, that butterfly. She comes and she lands down on you and she's like, ooh, goody joy feels. And then,
She has this what do they call it? They call them empaths or whatever. she's
yes,
she's very good at reading the situation, and if you need to talk, she's one of those people where she can just sit there and not say a word, and you can talk about whatever you need to talk about, and
and
she'll just
she's,
listen. She doesn't judge. She doesn't try to, like, hey, let me fix you here. Like,
yeah,
me, you present me with some type of an issue, and I'm gonna go like, here, I'll give you like a 5-step program on how to make yourself not look silly.
that's me
Like,
too.
but she's more of like, she'll just listen, and
Yeah.
it's good, and she's she's very quiet, and she's one of those where, I mean, that's actually a real sign of intelligence, is like people who don't speak a lot. They usually they're listening, and they're absorbing a lot, and that's what she's really good at. And I mean, she's got all types of great plans that she wants to do. I mean, The main reason I'm able to be the rock star that I am, you talk about going up there and being on stage and stuff. That's almost like an act. I mean, because in real life, I'm just a normal dude. I walk around and I get to go up on stage once a week or twice a week, and I put a guitar on in front of me, and that guitar is almost like a mask, and
Yeah.
I get to be somebody I'm not. I get to be a rock star. I get to be in your face. I get to say offensive things that people will laugh at. But if I was to say that offensive thing to you down on the floor after in between sets, you would get like you'd think that I was being serious and I wanted like, punch you in the face or something because of the way I look,
Right.
because I have that, I have that resting grumpy man face.
You can say it. You can say resting bitch face. It's fine.
No, no, I'm not a bitch though. I just
Resting.
got some of that. I got that old man gruff going, and it's like you have that. This is that look of don't tolerate any bullshit anymore, right here. So it's like
You are a very intimidating person.
correct. So that's why I got to come off very quiet and soft when I'm off stage because you get right up next to me, and I understand the effect I have on people because like I'm I'm tall,
Miss Paula said that's debatable.
right, right. Well, when Miss Paula actually gets on old KO Entertainment here.
He said resting. She said that's debatable. The resting bitch face.
Right. Well, when she gets her hour chat here with KO, she can set the record straight and say whatever she wants.
I mean, Miss Paula, we're gonna have to schedule that later.
But I mean, I understand that the effect I have on people when I walk into a place because usually I'm the tallest person in a room. I mean, I'm in like the what a top 3% height wise in the world. I mean, I'm 6'5.5". So I mean, like I think it's like 6'5", 6'5.5", or 6'5" and above is like 3% of the population of the world. So I understand I have that look, and then I'm also like 290 pounds, so I'm a big dude on top of being tall, and
Yeah.
I get it all the time. I mean, the question that I'm thoroughly tired of, but I find it amusing is when everybody sees me and then they look at me and then they go, "How tall are you?" As if I don't know, or they'll go, "Man, you sure are tall." It's like, well, thank you for reminding me, because I had forgotten that I was
Good
tall.
morning, Miss Teresa. You know, I
But
could
it's
see
okay.
how that would get aggravating though. You
Mm,
know,
no,
the
it
question.
aggravating. Nah. I mean, I say that because I get the same question all the time, or the whole thing is like, "Hey, can you get that off the top shelf?" And it's like, I don't mind doing it. I understand why you're asking. I don't get offended by that stuff or upset. It's just like I understand who I am and what I look like, and I mean, if more people could just know what they are, know who you are,
Right.
not have this delusion, you won't get upset, you won't be you won't be jealous of other people. You just know this is what I'm capable of, this is what I am, and this is why people react to me in a particular way.
I
And
think
then
that's
I
one
can
of the
control
biggest
some of that.
lessons I have to learn because I'm always I guess that's from seeking approval. You know what I mean? Um,
It's tough. It's tough. I mean,
yeah, I get a lot of that. I'm 5'8". Yeah, yes, she is.
five eight. That's tall for a woman.
That's my best friend, and yes, she's
Yeah.
very tall for a woman, but
Yeah.
she's I mean, I always think she could kick my ass, so I don't bother her.
So I answered the question, how tall are you? I answered that question, Mama King. I'm 6'5.5". 6'5.5".
6'5.5". Well,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
5'3.5".
I'm almost off the chart on the Robo meter at the Circle K when you go in and out of the door. They got the height. I don't know if anybody's noticed that on the door next to the door when you walk into a Circle K. They've got the height. So when you steal something and you run out, they can get an accurate height when you're running out the door. Just in case
Is
you didn't
that
know that.
why?
Yes, that's why it's not so you can measure yourself when you go to the grocery store and get a Slurpee.
I thought it was for tall people so they knew how high the door was. So just in case.
No, 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 no. The average American door jam now is or height is 6'8", so I don't have any problems getting through doors. But I did have a ceiling fan that was installed in the house that I lived in when I was a kid, and then when I grew like 6, 8 inches or whatever the hell it was in like a summer, this fan had like those metal blades on it, and I would my head, my forehead, it would skip off my forehead. But the fan was there. There was nowhere for it to go. The roof was low. It was like a Florida room.
Right.
So I had to like watch myself. And I mean, I think I gave myself a concussion in my uncle's basement one time. I stayed with my uncle up in Wisconsin, and they had this, unfinished basement thing. That's what they normally would do. So you don't have to pay taxes on it. You keep it unfinished. Well, there was like some studs exposed on the floor, and I'm walking to the bathroom. There happens to be this one stud right in the middle of the walkway, and you kind of have to bob. And I didn't bob. I did the opposite of bob, which is apparently concussion. And I actually left hair in the 2x4, and I was bleeding, and I mean, I barely got to the bathroom after that. But the next day, because my uncle's a badass human being, the next day he had put styrofoam around it and put like caution tape, wrapped yellow tape around it. So if I hit it again, I just bounce off of it and just feel like an idiot and not be hurt. Yeah, but it was like, yeah. So
Did you do it again
what?
with the caution tape and everything on it? Did you do it again?
I mean, I hit it a couple. Well, in Wisconsin, I was a raging drunk because that's all you have to do up there when it snows is drink and go to work. So there was several times I would negotiate the step without killing myself, but then I'd usually bounce off the
My
the
grandmother
the
was from
styrofoam.
Waukesha, so
Okay, Waukesha.
yeah. And
Yeah.
my papa, he was there. Both of their families were cow farmers up there, but my family generates from Wisconsin and Alabama, so I'm
Okay.
mixed between, you know, hillbillies and rednecks.
Well, yeah, Plymouth. It was Plymouth, Wisconsin, Cascade, Wisconsin, actually, which is about an hour or so, maybe, yeah, right around an hour west of um, Lake Michigan, Sheboygan.
Right.
So if you look at Lake Michigan, it's about an hour inland from there west. So that was good stuff. I mean, Wisconsin girls, they're kryptonite. Are you from Wisconsin, or you're just you
No,
were
just
you?
my family's from
Okay,
Wisconsin.
good. So you don't have the Wisconsin problem then. That's good.
I mean, I got the accent when I get mad,
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's okay.
but
Mama King's got that Michigan accent when she gets all riled up. So it's funny. And then Mark's wife does when Mark's wife sounds American because they're from Canada. And then and then when she gets upset, you can hear the Canadian accent come out, and I just laugh quietly over the side. I think it's funny. I never try to repeat it, but it's we had some question for her or something like that, and it's like, it was something about Canada, and we asked her, and she's like, I don't know. And it's like, you don't speak Canadian? Like,
Stevens Point,
oh, Stevens Point, yeah, awesome. Wisconsin. See, she's from Wisconsin, not Michigan.
not Michigan.
Well, so, oh well, it's all the
She is
same.
one of them Wisconsin girls.
It's all cold. Stevens Point, yeah, I think there's a college out there. I ran through there a couple times.
I've my grandmother is buried out there, and I um they have yearly family like reunions and stuff like that for
Yeah.
our family up there. The Peardens are very big in Wisconsin, so um yeah, we I've never I wanted to go with I went with my granny one time, but I haven't gone since. So it's something that's on my list, but that's gonna be a minute before I do something like that. Granny just passed not too many years ago,
Yeah.
so I just don't know.
Yeah, there people, it's one of those things we don't want to admit it, but I've experienced some pretty close personal, you know, deaths and from family members, and it's like, we walk hand in hand with death daily. I mean, at any time a tree could fall on you, a car could hit you, whatever. I mean, it's everywhere. We act like, we're all going to be immortal, but I think when you have really close family members pass away unexpectedly, it really gives you a perspective on what life is, and it kind of helps lessen those little things, those things that used to bother you. Like it's going to have to be something big when you've experienced a real heavy tragic loss. And I've had a couple of those over the last couple years, and it really gives you some perspective on who you are as a human being, as a person, and it just makes things. It's that thing. It's like like the sun doesn't shine as bright as it once did, but it still shines nonetheless. And then it takes a lot more to get me riled up versus in the past. And if things get too crazy or hectic, I just won't engage. Like you want to argue, I'm not going to argue. I'll have a discussion with you, but if you want to start yelling, I'll just politely say I won't. I'm done talking because
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I don't have the energy for it, nor am I going to put the energy into it to drop down to the level of that. So
Yeah. Damn. I
yeah,
don't.
it's tough. A parent. I mean, I'm lucky. I still have both my parents.
Yeah.
So the deaths I'm talking about is my uh my 21-year-old daughter. She committed suicide during COVID, and then I think just this July 11th, her mother passed away from like some really aggressive cancer that she got diagnosed in February of this year, and I guess it got really mastitized or something and got on her spine, and they found out about it when she fell and broke her hip, and like 2 weeks later, she'd passed away. And I felt blessed that I was actually able to communicate a little bit with her because we have my daughter had a small child before she took her life.
Right.
And he's still, he's only 2 years old. I mean, he was born 4.5 months preemie, and he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Oliver, he's a kick-ass dude. He's on my he's underneath my profile picture on Facebook, and I'm in contact with the grandpa up there. He's acting grandpa, or he is, guardian. He's the dad. So
Right.
we send them a bunch of stuff, and it's like that stuff's powerful, man. It's powerful. It lets you know that this is finite what we got here, and it's like do what you can, be what you can be. Don't worry about what the negative people say. Don't worry about trying to get acceptance from other people. You need to accept what you're doing. That what you're doing is the best for you, and
Right.
then just plow through because the haters are going to come. The haters are going to hate whether it's how pretty you are or how successful you are or what type of relationship you have, financial, they're going to come at you because guess what? Haters hate because that's all they got.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm doing something well when the haters want to come at you and they want to talk garbage about, whether it's my band or how I play guitar, how I live my life because that means something. That means I'm living rent free in your head
Yeah.
because I got you. Because if you're thinking about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, because I ain't thinking about you, because I'm worried about me, because that's the
Right.
only person I can control, and
That's
that's you know. So I will step off my philosophical soapbox there and yield to you, Miss KO.
true. Be happy who you are. We only got one life and live it. That is absolutely
Damn
true,
right.
my bestie. That is absolutely true. Um, if I you made me tear up this morning.
Mm, it's all right.
You're all right. The It's been a thing for the last 24 hours. It's fine.
It's natural. It's natural now.
If you really can't. I mean, when I went into doing the promotions, you know, I was bartending at OTC, and when I was bartending at OTC, I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot for the manager, the owner. I wasn't getting the recognition that I deserved. So when I started doing the promotions, everyone really wanted them for free, so I would go in and spend hours on a promotional flyer and put so much work and effort into it because I'm a Capricorn. It has to be perfect before I hand it
Right.
over. So I would make it perfect, and but then nobody was recognizing what I was doing. They were posting as their own, and it's fine. But that was where I decided that I wasn't going to do it for the money. I was going to do it because I wanted people who weren't being seen to be seen. And I it took me. I'm not. I know I'm not. Yeah, it took me. I quit the job. I ended up homeless in a hotel, and we I had to make 4 videos a day in order to pay for that, and there were
Right.
naysayers. There were people that, downed me. There were, I had a baby daddy that had it out for me legally and mentally, and there were a lot of trials and tribulations with it. But I think that the number one thing, to realize when you're building something for yourself is just to be happy, and not be involved with what everybody else is saying about you, because it's not their life. You're not gonna, get at 90 and be like, oh, well, I wonder what George thinks about, how I lived my life.
Yeah, well, I agree. And when you start rock bottom, sometimes the best way to become successful is you take that 180 turn and go the opposite way you've been living your life, and you're basically you're starting from scratch, like you have nothing. Like you said, you go all the way back to basic necessities, and
Right.
then you have to scratch and claw for everything. And everybody that I've met in my life who's done that, scratched and clawed for every bit of piece of earth or dirt or possession, financially or spiritually, it's made them a better person versus it falls in your lap and all of a sudden somebody has this thing and then you just fall into it. You never respect it as much as if you're the one actually putting the brick and mortar together
Right.
and digging the foundation. You're the one there from the ground one. You're building it from the ground. You're in the dirt digging it.
Right.
And there's just something about that where it's you have a better perspective of it as well versus somebody who came in and just, you know, had 10 grand and they could just throw it at it. And next thing they have the best equipment and the best editing software and the best everything and education, going to school and bought the schooling and stuff like that. And then they take off from there, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you have that advantage, that's great. And those people do amazing work as well. But there's just something about the grassroots of as a Hall of Fame golfer said, you the secret's in the dirt. You got to dig it out of the dirt if you want it. And
Yeah.
that's the only way you're going to find it because nobody can dig it out for you. You can't talk about digging it out of the group, out of the dirt. You have to go get it.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah,
You're, that's a 20+ year friendship right there. So
nice.
uh, that one's been with me since I was just a little baby. So
Those are the good ones, the ones that stick.
yes,
You get a lot of friends that come in and out of the circle, and sometimes you feel lonely inside your circle,
yeah,
but they're there. The friends are always there. Some of them just they're
I love you
those
too.
good friends where they're patient around you. They're not intrusive. They don't got to know everything you're doing. You kind of like let them share when they want to share, and you're there when they need a shoulder to cry on or they need to vent. And
That's
you've got that no judgment zone. It's hard to find friends like that, but we're all humans, man. We're all struggling with the human condition. And there's some really good people that they might have a flaw in their personality, and it rubs people the wrong way, or it prevents people from getting close, or something that happened in their past that they just can't let people get close. But I mean, we're horrific. We are just like we were when we were toddlers or we were in elementary school. We're the same mean kids,
yeah.
picking on one another, acting the same way. I see grown adults in the bar, especially when you get around, petty people or just drunk people. It's like watching a toddlers at a recess. They're
Yeah.
running around yelling and screaming, crying, and oh my, he's got my toy. I want to sit there. I want that. You're talking to him. Don't look at me. Don't talk to her. You're this. You're that. And it's like I look at people when they start acting that way. I view them as toddlers, and then I'm able to just laugh at it and move on with life because it's like Your kids and they're worse, the way they act, that's the way we act when we get older. I've seen 65-year-old men act like an 8-year-old kid
Yeah.
because we all have it inside of us. We just don't let it out because we're trying to act like we got everything locked down and our shit together. It's like, look, I mean, this knucklehead right here. I mean, I'm just hanging on by like bubble gum, tinfoil, and like hope. I
Yeah.
mean, it's tough. It's tough keeping your shit together out here. I mean, everything is coming at you, trying to tear you down.
It definitely is. I've seen it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean, I just be happy, just be happy, wake up and live today being happy because tomorrow is just not promised. And
it's be somebody. I saw a post. I believe it was by our friend Dara,
yeah,
and she put a post out there. Like what is a man looking for, or something similar to that. But this goes for everybody. You need to be somebody that you would want to be with.
right,
So if you're an asshole or you're an idiot or you're trying to be a boss bitch or you're trying to be like Mr. Perfect, and people ain't going to jive with that because you barely can stand yourself. You have to be a person you want to be with.
right,
So if you can be somebody that's got value, somebody who can bring value to a relationship, somebody who can be, worthy with their word, because I think to set something clear, we've all lied, we've all cheated. We were lying and cheating when we were toddlers. We didn't even know we were lying and cheating. It's inherent in the human nature.
yeah,
So to say that nobody lies and nobody cheats, they're lying. But you have to just give that person the benefit of the doubt. We talked about that earlier. You give them the benefit of the doubt. And then you just say, I'm not going to lie or cheat with this particular person or in all my interactions. And if you can hold yourself to that, you can have some really good relationships with people and you can keep your head above water.
yeah,
But it's just be somebody that you want to be with. Bring value to yourself, bring value to a relationship. Know your value, but the value's got to be realistic. You
yeah,
have to be realistic. You can't, as they say, some people get lucky and outkick their coverage. Like you see the guy. I mean, we all know what it is. The 65-year-old guy, he's, retired. He drives a Maserati and he's got a 25-year-old model in his car with him. It's like, look, she's either an escort or she likes money and he's got money and he's okay with giving her a bunch of money. Then you're lucky. And that's great. But a lot of us schleps out here, we're just average Joes just trying to get the attention of any woman to look our way and just like give us like a smile and just let us know we exist, because so many men walk around now and they're invisible to most women because and the reason why most of us men are invisible is because we don't offer anything. you know Guys that are like 10, 15, 20 years younger than me, they're more interested about a Call of Duty or the new video game or Worlds of Warcraft or whatever, Minecraft, whatever the hell they're playing now.
yeah,
They're more worried about that, getting on what was that, Fortnite. They're
yeah,
more worried about getting kills on Fortnite than like actually making themselves a person worthy of, being in a relationship with somebody. And it's like, what are we doing? It's like, guys, come on, man, we're better than this.
yeah,
Get your shit together. I mean, you don't have to get 8% body fat. Just get your shit together. Put some deodorant on, fucking wipe your ass, comb your hair, get out there. The women out there, they're women are we are meant to be mates. Get
yes,
out there. The women want relationships. We can do it. We can do it, guys. We can turn this around. We are not at the replacement rate anymore. More people are dying than are being born. What are we doing, America? What are we doing? We're so much better than this.
go tell her you love her and quit the nonsense.
I mean, I'm full of more nonsense than anybody. I mean, I can talk forever and I got all types of crazy bullshit. Anyways, real quick. I know we're running long here, but this is
Yes,
awesome. I love it.
I love
The mo-
this.
the moose story.
Okay, the moose story. Yeah,
My bass player, my well, and we'll end on this if you want to. I'll talk as long as you want. The moose. Okay, our bass player is his homeland is Canada. He was
yes,
born and raised in Canada,
yes,
the cold, miserable tundra of Canada. Now he's not way up there. He's not around Moose Jaw or Saskatoon or whatever that other one, Moose Knuckle or whatever that was. He's not from up around there. He's
okay,
just from across the border. Okay,
right,
so this area that he lives in is remote. So his mode of transportation from this log cabin that he grew up in was a moose. And they have a lot of Canadian moose, these big things. He's got pictures of it. It's pretty badass. Anyways, he rides this moose from his house through this wooded area down to the where the road is, the paved road is, and then he ties his moose up and then he hops in his Tesla and then he hauls ass off to work. Right. And this is when he was, I mean, he may not have a Tesla when he was younger. He probably had like I don't know, one of those mopeds or maybe he had dogs. I don't know. He might have had a bobsled. I don't know what they do up there in Canada. I mean, he might have done the Iditarod. I haven't asked him. I'm
I
not
feel
sure.
like we should all take a trip to Canada and have moose.
Moose ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a moose
Right.
ride.
We can raise money for moose ride awareness.
Yeah,
But anyways, so at our gigs, what I do is I ask everybody to donate 67 cents to our bass player for, like fuel and cost to and from the gig. But some of that is when he goes back to his homeland because, he no longer raises moose on his property because, he lives in America now. So when he goes up there, he has to rent a moose. So it's like he's got to like call like Moose Uber or Moose Lift. And then those things they're expensive. Moose just aren't sitting around. All right. So somebody has to go get the moose and then they have to bring the moose to where he needs it. And then him and his wife will hop on the moose because he's an experienced moose rider. I believe he is a master moose rider. And then he rides this thing, I mean, miles and miles into the wilderness to where his log cabin is. And he's got a frozen lake that's where he learned to play hockey, like all Canadians did
so are
on a frozen lake.
mooses fast or are they slow? Is it like riding a horse or is it like riding a donkey?
Mm, it's like it's like riding a tall donkey with antlers because they're really tall. They're like twice the size of a horse. So I mean,
Right.
they have like the whole, like they get there and they have the whole like the ladder comes rolling, that rope ladder that rolls off. They roll the rope ladder down and they climb up on top of the moose and they put their bear skins on or whatever type of animal skin that they've trapped out there.
Right.
I don't know what they have. They have bears. I think they have bears. I'm not sure. I'm not a bear expert. I've only heard about the moose.
Did you hear about the lady in North Carolina on the show yesterday that found a I don't know if I said it or not actually, but she found it was in North Carolina and she thought it was a cave, but it was a bear's den and she like went inside.
Did she get jacked?
Well, yeah, I mean, she lived to tell the tale, so I guess not, but like
Hmm.
she was very terrified. And but anyway, yeah, so
Well, I mean, let's be clear, people, please.
don't walk into bear
If you
dens.
see a cave, just don't go walking in there like you think you're gonna find hieroglyphics drawn on the wall and like some bones of like some type of woolly mammoth.
It's
Shit
not the
lives in there, people.
bears.
Shit lives in there. And if it wasn't a bear, she was definitely gonna run into a homeless person. You know that's for a damn fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Most
you can. You're lucky you got to tell the tale. I'd
yeah,
have laughed at you. Like, I mean, because look, I love wildlife, but I ain't touching it. Like, I'm all for it. Like, hey, that moose is badass, but I ain't getting on it. You see me?
yeah.
That moose is gonna look at me and he's gonna say, "Fuck that! He ain't getting on top of me." And I'm like, I agree with you, brother. I'll walk alongside you.
Um,
You
I
know?
I do want to wrap up just a little bit.
All
Um,
right.
we are kind of hitting the time mark here. Miss
I like
Holly
it.
from Around Winter Haven Neighbors, she sponsors our morning chat, so we try to keep it right at under 45, but we're about an hour and 20 minutes, so we kind of went a little overboard, but that's okay. We we're perfectly fine with that. The I do want to let everybody know that if you do want to go and check out Will and his bandmates, this is his website down here, www.kaizen.com. And also, if you wanted to book the band, the booking number is right up here. We will leave that on the screen while I finish up the wrap ups on the bye byes. Will be out. Osment Entertainment will be out this Saturday at Leo's Live for our Single Dads event. We'll have structured sound from 6 to 6:45. We've got Ascending Radius with Miss Jennifer and the Rick Graham Band, and then we are going to rock out with Dalton and Luke from Love Pit. I've not met the rest of the band, so please, there are more band members to that. I've not met them, but Dalton and Luke are very awesome. Luke is the bassist, Dalton is the lead singer. If you guys want to check them out, there will be a door cost. All of Osment Entertainment employees will be in, I think the show starts at 6, but the doors will open at 3 for us for setup and dinners and whatnot. We also will have the Silverback Rock and Roll Band there on the 26th. I don't know if you guys seen, but the Jim with that band, Jim Pegg, I believe is his last name. I'm pretty sure. He got hit by a bus, and he had to have surgery. And anyway, so I talked to him this morning. He is doing very well, recovering very finely. He had some blood clots and stuff like that they were looking out for. Anyway, he's still healing. So if you guys want to go to his page and just send him some prayers, some good energy, stuff like that, I'm sure he'd love to hear from you guys. I think that's pretty much it.
I can give you some of our dates when we're
Oh,
playing.
yes, go ahead. You want
Here we
to?
go. Here we go. We got December 24th at Caribbean Bay, 3 to 7. That's New Year, Christmas Eve.
Yes.
We're gonna do some. We're gonna have some Christmas songs that we're gonna. You just stay tuned to the website, our Facebook page. We're also playing New Year's Eve at Snappers. I believe the consensus, all the hanging chads have been counted, and Palm Harbor is where Snappers Comedy Club is, right across the street from Innisbrook Golf Course. That's how I understand it because I'm a golfer. We're going to be there on New Year's Eve rocking out. And then I got some other dates here. We're playing January 6th at Birdie's. I believe Birdie's is in Largo. That's a really cool venue. And then then we're playing Somewhere Sports Bar on the 14th of January. We've never played there. That'll be our debut show. I heard we play out in a parking lot.
Yes, that's
I've never
right
been there before.
off
So
of Cypress Gardens Boulevard, right?
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So super cool place. They have great food, and then the outside. I mean, but you get more. It's a different atmosphere than what Winter Haven gives us. Do you
Right.
understand? It's more along of the. I don't want to say this, but the Richie side.
That's cool.
As-
But hey, real quick, Leo
Leo.
at Leo's Live. Come on, bro. Like, why aren't you booking us, man? We played in there. We rock out the show. We need some dates from you. And the gentleman, I think, is his name Adam from Island Bar? That new place in the Island Sports Bar in Winter Haven?
Yes.
Is it Adam?
I
We had
don't.
talked a little bit about booking some, and we couldn't make one work out in February. But come on, man, March. We're open. Get with me.
Get with
Let's
it.
Get
No,
with me.
down here.
I mean, we got all types of music in the works. I mean, we've got another dozen or so, another set of new music. We're really trying to be active in that way, not just the same songs regurgitated to you over and over. Like, unfortunately, like a lot of bands do, because it's tough to learn new music out there. But hey, come and see us. It was always a good time coming and see Kaizen, watch us play.
Well,
we're
I'll
good
be out
people, and you'll
there.
have fun.
I'll be out there on the 24th at the Bay.
Absolutely. We're going to have some carols. We're going to have 3 different carols. The Moose Wrangler is learning about this right now because I was going to call him earlier and I didn't. We're going to have 3 different tracks. We're going to pick 3 traditional Christmas songs or jingles or whatever, we're going to put the lyrics on our Facebook page so everybody knows the lyrics, and we're going to play a track and we're going to sing carols together at least 3 to 4 times during the show. So it's going to be very Christmassy. Bring your hats, your elf costumes. If you wanted to be a slutty elf, I encourage you because Tyler likes it. So I'm all for it. And the naughty Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus,
Samantha
I'm
Martin,
down.
are you
I'm
watching?
I'm down. I'm down with the naughty Mrs. Claus stuff. I think that's
No,
it's hot.
Samantha Martin's wearing the sexy elf costume to our 26 for the interview.
I
We got
like it.
Bahama Tom coming out wearing his Santa costume,
Nice.
and then Samantha Martin, she'll be wearing her sexy elf costume too. So I
Excellent.
think that's great. Anyway, I'm super
But
excited.
I'll be there. I'll be there this Saturday. I'll be there because the wife will be there, and I want to check out Love Pit and the rest of the
Yes.
guys. And shout out to was it Rick Graham yesterday or the other day?
Yes, Rick
Yeah,
Graham,
he's a cool dude.
yes.
I've never met him. I've never met him. I've seen his music. I mean, the dude is a clean, smooth
He's
player. I love the way he plays. He's really smooth. Just like a couple shout outs here. Ed Maceo. I don't know what he's in like 20 bands, but I mean, I've always enjoyed his playing. He's smooth, old school dude. Thumper,
yes,
excellent bass player. Oakley on the drums. Crabtree. I mean, he's a good guy. My man Will David, he's badass. Kevin Perkins, badass guitar player. He's in a couple
yes,
bands. Free agent, I believe. Dara, really badass. And my boys in conspiracy theory. My boys in conspiracy theory, they are killing it with their new boy Michael. They're
yes,
absolutely killing it. Michael Ridgway. I had the pleasure of meeting him one time. Super talented, but Mark and Russ and my boy Tony, I played with him for a while. They're just class act bros. I mean, I love them to death. Like I said, there's so many great talented people around here. Todd from Sinner
yes.
and the boys Taylor. There's so many good dudes, and I've never met them. I want to meet them. Carter, damn it, bro, you play with everybody.
Oh
The
man,
hell.
Carter is awesome. He is an awesome
I mean,
dude.
I mean, what does this guy do anything that's not great? He's either making commercials for Michael Anthony. He's got a dog that looks like a damn rock star. He's either in the gym bench pressing Volkswagens, or he's playing music for like 10 different bands. Like he goes from playing like reggae to
Oh,
like
bro,
Journey and stuff. And it's
yeah.
like this dude is like, it's like, bro,
I don't.
leave a little bit of talent at the door for the rest of us schleps out here, man. Like, man, you're killing it. I
I
love
see.
it. I'm hoping I can play music with him one day. I'm gonna have to like just meet him and like, man, it's like, dude,
There's
just see
this
if I can get some of that talent to rub off on me, man, because I need it. I need all the help I can get with my right hand. It's like I need talent like he's got.
dude, and then he is a badass, and it's so funny because when he plays his bass, right? Look, like there's this cartoon, right? And this guy, I'm gonna tell you what it made me think of. It's gonna be really terrible, but this guy was like sitting there, and he has his hands up like this, right? And the bass is like right.
Oh, you're talking about Murder Face.
Yes,
Oh,
do you
come
know what
on now.
I'm
Come
talking
on now.
about? And he's
No,
like
I know
doing
what you're talking about that, but that's not what I'm seeing when I watch Carter play. So you're messed up. You're messed up. Carter. That did not come from me. It's totally this one over here. That way. Her.
I feel like he could so play it with his non. Anyway,
Her.
my face is all red now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very attractive man, but he needs to stop it.
Yeah, stop it.
Stop it.
So you're telling me that you're gonna sponsor an OnlyFans page with him playing his bass that way?
I don't know if I'll sponsor it, but I'll
That but I
definitely
mean it's a I
check
mean,
it
hey,
out.
at least get the platform started for him. You could run all the technical stuff in the background for him. You could make some money off that.
Oh, bye, Miss Paula. Love you.
See, this
Yeah,
was great.
I don't know. I think Carter's his stage name, isn't that right? I think his real name is Rob. But
I don't know.
I think but like yes, I don't know. You know exactly what I'm talking
He's
about.
yes, he's a good
That's
dude.
sad that you know exactly the cartoon.
Oh man, I love Metalocalypse. That stuff's badass. So I mean, I'm into that really weird depravities type stuff. So I love it. But no, I watched him play with Blue Collar Band one time. He played two songs with his bass upside down, facing the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah.
He turned his bass strings towards him, held the bass with his one hand, and then was like playing with his thumb and just like slapping the notes, and it sounded exactly the same. And it's like this guy was so bored, he decided to start playing his bass backwards, and
I mean, now you see where my whole thing went with
it's like,
that. Like,
dude,
bum
it's like,
bum.
dude,
Like he could so do it. I
dude,
feel like
I'm glad the guitar's in front of me because it hides everything. So you know, I mean, that's why I play guitar because it's. I mean, unfortunately, it's a symbol. It's a phallic symbol. So there you go. Trying to keep it family friendly, but
I mean, it's
it is
not,
what it is. So
you know.
that's why all the girls want to hook up with the singer or the guitar player, and then whoever's left over gets with the bass player and the drummer.
That is very true. Have you ever seen Kevin Perkins at a freaking show?
Oh
That
yeah, homeboy looks like he just got.
all the night.
Oh man, he looks like he's about to go do a shift at Chippendales when he's up there playing his guitar. I mean, nothing but respect, Kevin, but bro, I mean, he keeps it tight. I mean, bro's got it going on. He's working it, and I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Men stepping it up to the next level. Like,
Yes.
let the women know that you're available, and if you just can happen, learn the guitar, get on stage, especially the bass guitar. Apparently, if you want to get Christina and just play the bass and figure out how to play without using your hands, and you make all types of money on
First of all,
OnlyFans.
I just he reminded me of it because
OnlyFans page. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for it.
every time Carter gets up there, it's like I shit you not, he doesn't use his hands. Like he's like, I'm like, how the fuck is he playing? Like,
Well, just long as you tell him that the next time you see him, that's gonna be the best. Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of intimidated. I mean, I don't want to say intimidated,
I'll
but
tag him. I'll tag him in this video and tell him what
I,
time stamp to go to.
look, I think Mama Paula already beat you to it. You see, she already.
Oh yeah, she already said she's badass a couple of times, so it's like, calm down, mama. Pump the brakes on that. You're a married woman.
Hey, oh no, Carter. Hi, Carter.
All
No,
good.
kidding.
But yeah, there's so many talented musicians in this area. It's like it's hard to break through. It's hard to get out there and stay active. I mean, the boys from Almost There, I don't know any of them. I've barely met anybody. I'm kind of a recluse when I'm not actually out because I'm not a bar fly. I'm not. That's never been my lifestyle. I like playing music, and just so happens you got to play at a bar to get your music heard, especially in a cover band. But you know, I got a couple other boys at Gage Wilkinson. He plays in a band called Smack. He's more Tampa guy, but he's badass. I think he just had a newborn and stuff. We're going to be seeing him Saturday after we get done with the event there at Leo's. We're going to catch him here in Plant City at
Oh yeah,
19. There's a bar called 1916. They have a lot of live music in there. Really, really, it's
1960.
1916. Yeah, it's an Irish bar.
19.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
like
Just look it
that.
up. 1916. They're the same people that I think they got some of the same ownership that owns Duke's.
Yeah,
There's a Duke's one in Winter Haven, I think, and
yeah,
Lakeland, and there's one in Plants. The original one's in Plant City,
yeah.
but
There's same people that own Showgirls.
yeah. So I think I don't know exactly who partnered in it, but 1916 is pretty badass. I think yeah, they Smack plays in there. They're a three piece. They play in there quite often. Tommy Patrick is the lead singer, but yeah, there's just a ton of super talented guys out there. I mean, and hell, I mean, my former band, Running Reckless, they're badass. I mean, they got good players, and Parker's a good dude. You know, I mean, I'll say this to right now. I think Mike Parker's one of the best frontman in Polk County. Just the way the way he entertains and he connects with the people. You know, you know,
Who was
you
that?
know.
Say that one more time.
Mike Parker from
Oh
Running
yes,
Reckless. I
yes.
mean, we were in the band with him, and things happen, but I mean, he's still badass.
I think
You
he.
know,
I think
he's
he's
a
very
badass.
badass. I think for the
Yeah.
last year, he's definitely grown a lot as an artist. His voice is amazing, and he does really good things, and I got the chance to work with him with the promotions for Roscoe's, and
Right.
um, unfortunately, I was not able to go to Roscoe's due to some family stuff, but I was really happy to help him, get that together. And him and his wife are very good people.
Absolutely.
Anytime I've needed them, they've always been there for me. So I have, and I'm very proud of the way he's grown as an artist within the last few years. When he
Right.
first started, you could definitely see a climb up from where he's been at, and he's been working hard. And he's a full-time truck driver too as well, so like he has his full-time job, and I think that that's one thing, that people, come here, come here, lay down, please, lay down. My huge ass labradoodle is thinking that it's playtime, so
No
he's
worries.
like hopping like a bunny.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think that he's definitely progressed a very long way, and I really hope he continues doing it. But I think that people forget that our rock stars, our local rock stars that come out every weekend to give us entertainment. They do have full time jobs, and they are people. They have to pay their bills. They have to do this and do that, and even though you pay to $1,000 a gig, you also have to remember that there are 4 to 5 people in a band, so not every, and then normally the band has to pay a sound guy, which is like $200-300 in the
Yeah.
end anyway. So I think that the recognition really needs to go to you guys. You guys do come out, and yes, you do love music, and that is why you do it, but the appreciation definitely needs to be there, and
Yeah,
showing
there's
you
a
guys.
yeah, there's a dirtiness to the backside. There's business there too as well.
Yeah.
It's like the bar, it has to make sense for the bar, the venue, the rate, and then it's like, you got a couple hours travel to the gig and set up because we're normally at a gig 2 hours prior.
Right.
Yeah, we play for 4 hours with with probably like a couple 30-minute breaks or so. So we're giving you 3 hours of music, and then sometimes it's hard, and I get it. Business owners, they're in a tough situation because they're trying to make money too. It's like, yeah, of course they would like to pay premium dollar for us to come in there and play and stuff like that. And but at the same time, it's those, as long as it's profitable to the bar owners, they'll keep doing the music. And it would be really sad because I know the economical environment, the inflation and stuff that's happening, it's making it tough on the bar owners. Prices are going up, things aren't as cheap as they were. The margins are getting tighter as far as making ends meet. And it's like we need our locals to come out and support this. Winter Haven is probably one of the best places for music with the number of bars within, I mean, less than a 15-minute drive. You can go to like 5, 6 places and only drive like 15 minutes
Yeah.
from downtown Winter Haven. And it's like, we don't have that. A lot of areas don't have that at all. I mean, I know places like in Sefner that had both venues that they had in Sefner is closed. Tampa, you got to go out into Brandon, and there's only a couple spots now. There used to be like 5 or 6. Now there's like O'Brien's every once in a while, and I think Raccoons that does a lot of stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and then you got to go further. Riverview or Bloomingdale to find. You start getting quite a far away, or you got to go to Kissimmee or something. It's like we're lucky here, and it's like it's just you don't have to come out and get drunk or anything like that. It's just you just come out and cut loose, dance a little bit with us, and support all those guys. I mean, from all our Southern rock, our country guys, from Josh Blevin and our Southern rock dudes
Yeah.
like Break Free, and there's a handful of other dudes that are great. Now the Spitfires, they're great dudes. There's so many great bands. I mean, and I can't even keep track of them. Chunk of something. They're groovy as hell. I mean, if you want to get high and just trip out, I love listening. They just groove. I mean, they got like that Bob Dylan vibe to them, where it's loose, and it's fun and it's spontaneous, and it's like, that's hard to get and keep a show rolling like they do. And it's like, but we got so much talent, and and young people like Dara. I mean, she just started off, you know, doing a little bit of lead vocals there, and then next thing you know, she's all of a sudden she's a one man show, a
Yeah.
one woman show. She's doing everything herself and playing tons of songs. And every time I spoke to her, she was always hungry and like, okay, what are you doing there? Like what are you doing with your hand? How do you play that chord? How do you go from this? And it's like just hungry, and you can see it. She's just so motivated. And it's like it's nice seeing her blow up. And she went from playing every once in a while with the detours to where she became the detours to where now she's her own name, and
Yeah.
she's everywhere playing 5 6 days a week. And it's like I don't want to. I mean, if I had no, if I was homeless, I didn't. I won't. I don't want to play 5 6 times a week. Like it's just like I like playing, but it's like I'm more of I don't know. I'm not that outgoing. Like I don't have that much energy like these people doing it. But it's inspiring to see the energy because it kicks you in the ass and says, the couple times I do play, I need to bring it. Like you
Yeah.
just can't show up and just mail it in like, I know this song. It's like, no, I'm gonna try to play. I've played Rebel Yell 2,000 times, and the 2001st time might be the first time you hear me play that song. So I need to play that damn song the best I can play it,
Right.
and give it the respect it's due. And it's a lot of credit goes out to the guys who are able to do that. You have to view it as like somebody's there seeing you play that song for the first time, and you just can't go, F it. I'm just gonna screw around in this song.
Yeah.
It's like being and that I believe that comes across to the crowd when they can see that you're genuine and you're really into it. And sometimes it's hard moving around and being entertaining like you see the big pros do. Those big pros, man, they're playing the same 12, 15 songs every night. We're playing 40 songs, sometimes 20 different songs from night to night. We probably know 80, 90 songs just in Kaizen, and you only see like 40 of them a night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we'll get a set list, and it's like you're having to relearn stuff and dust the rust off and get out there and play stuff. And I'm a truck driver too, so I work night shift, and sometimes I just stand there and don't look up, and I'm just staring at my hand because I'm just telling myself, don't f this up, because you sit there and you start hitting bad notes, and you don't want Captain Moose to give you the sideways look. You got to keep your shit straight.
Captain
So
Moose, get your ass.
Captain Moose will get on you.
The Well, I do want to wrap things up,
Okay.
and I do want to thank you for coming on with me and sharing everything and just chatting with me this morning. Um,
Absolutely.
if you would like, please encourage the other bandmates to get on and do a morning chat too as well. So if they, Moose Man or James or Tyler want to get on, they're. I know that Moose Man and James aren't really much big speakers. Um, oh, hello, Mr. David. How are you? That is Spanking Sadie, as keyboardist right there, Mr.
Yeah,
Woody
yeah.
David.
He's awesome.
Yes, he is phenomenal. He is a great keyboard player,
Great
and
dude. Great dude. I've met him a couple times. Great dude.
he is very great dude.
Great dude. Yeah.
You should
But
have seen
yeah, I'll,
their
I'll,
costumes at the Toys for Tots. They were great.
right.
They had all kinds of costumes on. Um, but I do want to wrap things up, and I do want to say thank you very much for coming on. I'm super excited that we got to have today, and I can't wait to see you and the wifey this weekend and rock out with Love Pit on Saturday.
Excellent.
Um, and I hope you guys have a good day. What is this, Michael? Michael had glad I came on. Great show. Oh, Michael
And
Farron, the
awesome. And hey, anytime if you ever need everybody cancels on you last minute, just let me know. I've always got this. I got my iPad and everything with me. I'll be more than happy to sit around and chew the fat with you anytime you need a fill in. I'm good at that too.
heck yeah, dude. That's hey. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know.
Well,
Uh,
no, you let me know. You're the rock star. I'm just the schlep out here trying to play guitar. But I mean, I can fill an hour if you need somebody. If somebody gets scared or intimidated by you, or got bad internet connection,
all
you
right.
know,
Well, I
I
mean,
got I got
that's me.
solid. Anytime, anytime. You just let me know, and
You gonna
I'll
fill in for
maybe.
me?
Well, maybe maybe, but maybe next time if I could probably get Tyler to come on, but I'd want to do it with him.
Okay.
just so he'd be comfortable because he's kind of shy.
Okay.
But I mean, that would definitely be a good thing. That way, everybody get to meet Tyler and
Yeah,
get to know a little bit more about him.
that's great. Maybe we could do like a breakfast or something. We could all just go live from breakfast.
I like it.
So, yeah.
Live over eggs, coming to you live. This segment brought to you by bacon.
And then we could do me and Danielle on one side and you and we have
I
a
like it.
fourth. I think we have a fourth screen. I'd have to look and see. But yeah,
We can make it work.
I'm sure we can. That'd be
Have
great.
your people get with my people, and our people will make it happen. How about that?
I'll talk to your wife on Saturday.
Yes, she is my manager, so she'll let you know what I can do.
That that part. Yeah. She'll let me know if it's a good yes or a bad no. So,
Very good.
well, thank you so much, sweetheart. Mr. Will, you are amazing. And
Thank
if
you.
you guys haven't seen, please go to the Kaizen website, check them out, give them a like, a share. Also, if you'd like to contact Will about booking the Kaizen van, go and call the 407 760 1911. And 1911, that's a good number. 1911. Anyway,
I
all
think there's
right.
a handgun, but hey, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Have a
Be
good day.
well.
And we will see you guys back tomorrow morning for Friday's chat. Okay. Bye, guys.